So, lads, today we're going to be talking about something that I'm seeing a lot of people talk about, and I'm going to give my opinion on it. And I just think that it's a bit ridiculous. It is a bit ridiculous because, like, there's no it's only the Fever that'll ever get punished for this. It's only the Fever. And again, maybe there are situations people don't say it, but like Stephanie White. She just admitted that she got fined. For what? She just got fined for saying she wants the officiating to be fair. She said she got fined. And like I woke up and got sent this. And by the way, if you are one of the people that sends me emails for news and sends me DMs for news, thank you. Thank you. Because when I'm up till 5 a.m. recording videos and suddenly I wake up at 2 p.m., it's a good thing. It's a good thing waking up and seeing some of the stuff. And for those people that like the during the day live streams, they will be back from next week. I've just been a little bit kind of overwhelmed a bit this week. But anyway, they will be back from next week.
You think the WNBA, the league, could do to better protect the safety of stars like Caitlin and other players when it comes to some of the rough play, intentionally rough play in some cases? What are your thoughts on that?
To be fair, if she answered that question truthfully, she'd be fined. She'd be fined if she answered that question truthfully. And to be fair, that is a question as a coach probably can't say anything. Probably can't publicly anyway.
I don't know. I don't feel like there's any more intentionally rough play than there is in any basketball game, men's or women's, really. Obviously, I think we can get better in certain areas as far as how we call the game, consistency with how we call the game, protecting. We've been made a real point to protect airborne shooters on the perimeter. I don't think we do as good of a job at that near the rim. Are we going to say that we want a free-flowing offensive game, or are we going to have tough, grind-out physical games? And
No. It's a free-flowing offensive game for the other 12 teams, or the Fever when Caitlin Clark doesn't play, because you better believe, unless for some reason Leah Boston just has the worst whistle, the Fever has got some BS calls, got bailed by the refs yesterday. So when Caitlin's not there, they're going to give the Fever calls.
Whatever way it is, the players will adjust, and coaches will adjust. But we can't have it be one way one quarter, another way another quarter. So, I don't think collectively as a whole the league has to step in and do something. I just think that there has to be some improvements in certain areas.
What would be the main one, you think, if you could just pick one top area?
Are you trying to get me fined again?
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, they are 100%. 100%. The questions that she's being asked, she could be very, very close to getting fined. And she got fined for making comments about the officiating. Like, and there's a reason why this got deleted from the Fever's official press conference. There's a reason why this got deleted from the Fever's press conference. Like, so she called out teams being overly physical in game 2. So then in games 3 and 4, they just hacked Caitlin, and the WNBA made a point to not call anything on Caitlin. They made a point to not call anything. Like, they actively made it a point. After Stephanie White came out and said, we're being they're allowing them to just shove us. We need to expect that the referees aren't going to give us anything. And then she goes, after she says that, they made it a point to not call fouls on Caitlin. And by the way, they made it a point to, if you look at the rest of the league, like if somebody looks at Paige on a mid-range jump shot, it's free throws. If somebody looks at Brittany Sykes, it's free throws. Aja Wilson can shoot with nobody near her and flail, and it's free throws. Arike Agumbawale sometimes there's no one within 5 feet of her. She goes for a jump shot, realizes she's a bit off balance, and just flops mid jump shot with no one within 5 feet of her, and she gets free throws most of the time. The problem is that the Indiana Fever are ref differently than everyone else. And you can see it even in games. The Indiana Fever are refed more physical. They will allow... I'm sorry, not even the Indiana Fever. They, for some reason, call Leah Boston on phantom fouls throughout the entire game. And then the Indiana Fever are refed completely differently. And it's a really weird one where it's like... it's only Caitlin Clark, really. They just allow teams maul Caitlin Clark. And like if you look at some of the stuff that Caitlin Clark, like the Caitlin Clark happens to Caitlin Clark that they let them away with. They let Lou Dort. It's Lou Dort defense. Like if you allow some of that stuff happen, it is like you can see players get more and more physical, which is when it becomes a danger for the players. And by the way, I don't think Caitlin Clark got injured because of something a player did to her. I don't think she did that. But Stephanie White is right on that. And look, I think Stephanie White is just not a fair. I think she wants to make all the players play her system. I don't even know what the hell her system is. However, like, again, her getting fined just shows a double standard. We have Brittany Griner cursing out a ref at halftime. Like, Brittany Griner literally was there swearing towards a ref and was picked up in a mic. I'm pretty sure she swore about a ref and was picked up in a mic at halftime. Stephanie White gets fined because she wants consistency in calls. Like, then what are they meant to do? Like, I'm sorry, you have a referee who, we saw it. The referee refused to look at the Fever players. And if anyone has ever reffed a game or anything, you know that if anyone's ever played when a referee refuses to look or acknowledge a player. Like, you know what good referees, like with the NBA refs, you can see a lot of the NBA refs and players know each other by first names, on a first name basis. They know each other. There's a rapport there. They're able to talk. They're able to talk about calls. Whether it be questioning calls or just talking about calls, they're able to do all of that. So there is like a rapport there between players and coaches, between players, referees, and coaches. And at every level of ball, that makes things better. Because, like, it allows people to know what the referee's doing. It doesn't mean the referees are going to be good. Referees in basketball are always going to be a problem. It doesn't matter where you are, referees are going to be a problem. But everyone knows this. Every single person knows this who has played ball. Your favorite referees, your favorite referees are the referees you have no idea if they're good at making calls. Because they're able to communicate, they're able to ref basketball games, they're able to de-escalate situations, they're not quick to call technical fouls, they'll have a conversation, they'll explain their calls so at least you have an idea where they're coming from, even if it's not what happened. Everybody knows they're the best type of refs. But the WNBA refs, the referees literally turned their back and just kept turning their back every time a Fever player wanted to speak to them or say anything because they knew they messed up. They knew they cost them the game. And there's so many clips during the game of the Fever not getting calls. Caitlin Clark's layup. Kelsey Mitchell, like 3 possessions into the game, Leonie Febish hit Kelsey Mitchell in the exact same way as Lexi Hull did, which wasn't a foul then, and it's not a foul at the end of the game. And you're going to fine a coach for questioning that. You're going to fine a coach for questioning that. Like, it is, like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it shows there is a complete double standard. It shows there is a complete double standard when it comes to refereeing. Like, you've seen Aja Wilson criticize refs at halftime. You've seen her criticize refs at halftime. She's the best damn whistle in the league. And she is the best whistle in the entire league. And we've seen her criticize refs during games and nothing. Christy Sides, after a 4-play, and that's one of the things, I think the WNBA are quick to find Christy Sides because she's right. Because you cannot, so not Christy Sides, Jesus, Stephanie White, they're the same coach. So I'll mix up the names. There's a big difference between a player just venting about the refs and a coach being right about the refs. And that's what I always say, where it's like, you see when people get really annoyed about certain things and they go crazy, a lot of the time it's because the criticism is in fact right. It is right. And that's the thing when I've experienced that from playing. And again, look, I've played as low a level of pro balls as there is. I've coached at the same level. If the referee is confident in their call and somebody goes mad, it's very rare that a referee will do anything. That a bad referee will do anything. But if a referee knows they've messed up, a bad referee will be quick to tee somebody up and compound bad calls. And this is the WNBA, which is a poor organization, compounding mistakes. And they're going to trying to shut people up because they don't want to because they don't want it to be blown even more out or even crazier, because the WNBA loves to compound mistakes. As we've seen with the investigation, as we've seen with this, the WNBA needs to compound mistakes, or loves to compound mistakes and eventually make a small mistake into a huge one. Allowing a viral tweet about a dolphin noise compound into 18,000 people being painted as racist. Like, they've allowed that to happen. They've allowed, like, they have fined a coach for, and by the way, everybody would know if in most situations in sports, if something like this happened, like just like the Chelsea Champions League final, I don't think they fined Didier Drogba, did they? For this is an effing disgrace, when it was clearly something happened. There were 5 penalties not given away for Chelsea. But like 2009 Champions League semis, watch it, it's the most rigged game of football you've ever seen. Or the worst referee game of football you've ever seen. Stephanie White's team lost the game because of 4 consecutive bad calls in the last 90 seconds. And yeah, and they're fining a coach for speaking out about it. Of course, they're going to keep compounding mistakes. And I'm glad she said, do you want me to get fined? Do you want me to get fined again? I'm glad she came out and said that, because, you know, we know that anything she says about the referees is an "I'm just here so I don't get fined" type answer. But anyway, I'll see you guys.